Oh, yeah, it's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. Through the sinuses, through the pain, through the nasal allergies. We're here in the mothership, which is Studio 22, for another episode of Headlines Monday. President Trump ordered the killing, authorized, I should say, the killing, the assassination, the smoking of Qassem Soleimani 7 months ago. We're going to talk about that today. Also, the Queen has issued a statement about the MEGXIT of Meghan Markle and, more importantly, Prince Harry. We're going to get into several other things. We're even going to use the D word in this episode. The puppet master himself driving the mothership at the helm, Puppet Master Mark.
Hello.
Golly, dude. I heard, could have been a rumor that you were busted naked in Grapevine, Texas, running down the road at like midnight.
I think that was a different Mark. Actually, yeah.
Different Mark.
Yeah.
That's a whole new meaning to Mark's swaggertude. I don't even run naked. I just walk naked. You know why? Things get in the way.
Just bouncing.
You know, I keep giving my opinion on this whole Iran thing, and every time they get shot down. Candace, the queen of the Ethiopians. Somebody sent me a message the other day about you and those glasses, and I knew they were going to come.
Please.
I'm going to need you to bring it down a notch, okay? I'm going to need you to tone down the hotness, the distinguishedness.
Gosh.
You're a walking fetish.
Mm-hmm.
All right? What'd you say? Mm-hmm. Hot news?
Mm-hmm. I spent this weekend with her.
And trust me, hot news is a girl who spent a lot of time in cheerleader outfits. She understands fetishes. She really does. Speaking of you got nothing to say on that one? No defense? No defense? Just own it, girl. Just own it. Herbert the silent deer looks on silently. There he is in the back. Party foul Steve.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here. Speaking of fetishes.
Keep the glasses, Candace.
Are there any bearded, long-haired, hippie, old grandpa fetishes out there?
I'm sure.
There's some girls that have some freaky things.
There are. I'm sure somebody has granddaddy issues.
What is this deal these days with girls with daddy issues? And where are they?
They've always had them.
Have they? Has that always been a thing?
I think it's always been a thing.
Yeah? Okay. Hey, listen, we're almost out, honestly. And this design is never coming back. Go to watchchad.com. And good God, how many times has this thing been folded up? Get your unapologetic patriot.
That's a navy heather blue, and that is the number one seller.
Well, we've been pushing the hell out of it. It better be the number one seller.
It comes in gray
but we're
and black.
getting rid of them. So there it is. There it is. That's the one Steve's going to get tattooed on his inner thigh. Go to a good tattoo artist, because that'll just look like one big black glop.
Yeah.
Right there. If that starts to bleed. You know what I'm surprised, and I don't think people know about it, is the party foul PFAF. AF can mean anything you want it to mean.
It does, and I have a couple of people that keep sending me a message wanting to know, what is AF? What is PFAF?
They've been wearing it to church and everything, haven't they?
Like, pray for all friends.
Pray for all friends.
Yeah.
Pray for all friends. That's like we've got the Fusic shirts. People always ask me what Fusic, when they see me wearing the FEWSIC.
Yeah.
We're going to take Fusic to a whole new deal. We started Craig Miller and those guys. They started Fusic a few years ago. It stands for everyone who said I couldn't. It's all about people who really should not have succeeded in life, but somehow found a way to do it.
Beat the odds.
And they just fought and fought.
I do it every day.
For everyone who said I couldn't. It really means something else. But we don't, we church it up. Hey, before we get into this, because this is huge, I want to remind you guys about that famous movie villain that once said, introduce a little anarchy, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. Well, that's the world we live in right here in the 21st century. History has demonstrated that truth over and over again. The stock market crash, terrorist attack, power goes off longer than expected. Hey, we had an ice storm right here in Texas, North Texas, over this past weekend, and you would have thought the apocalypse was upon us, Natalie.
Yes.
We went to hell, snow hell. There was a little bit of ice on the car. When these things happen without warning, it's breaking news. Then it's too late to prepare. Now you're in a panic scramble to get your milk and your eggs and your bread and your water. Chaos. Avoid it. Here's one thing you do. You build an emergency food supply right now. I trust and use my Patriot Supply to do this. Get started with a 2-week food kit this week, right now. Immediately save 40% on the food kits when you go to my special website, preparewithchad.com. The kits include breakfast, lunches, dinners that last up to 25 years in storage. That's 25 years. I didn't stutter. They arrive fast to your door with guaranteed 2-day delivery. Those that know what's coming are preparing today. Do it. You should do it. Go to preparewithchad.com and save 40% right now. That's preparewithchad.com. So Trump, we are finding out all these things. Like, I was reading Clint Emerson, our buddy Clint Emerson, Navy SEAL, reading his book, The Right Kind of Crazy, and he was talking about how when they were in Iraq, and they were going in and they were going after, this was post 9/11, they were going after Saddam Hussein, and General Kelly, who was a Marine, came to some of those Navy SEALs and said, hey, we got guys over here who are shooting at my guys. I need you to go over there and kill some. And when he'd send them out, well, then the politics got involved, and they said, no, we need you guys to stand down because I don't need it. I don't need to be throwing guys out there who are losing guys. There's politics involved with war, right? And thank God there is, because it'd be barbaric if there wasn't, right? Yeah, no, yeah. What do you think? You think we should have some politics in war, or should we just go out there and kill them and let God sort them out? Is that your philosophy? A little bit.
Well, I get what you're saying. It's just I think maybe there's just a negative connotation to the word politics.
I agree. It just gets messy, and I agree 100%. But the point I'm getting to is people don't realize how much politics plays into warfare. I mean, you would think, hey, let's just have what they call a Carthaginian peace. Let's just plow up their fields, put salt there where nothing will ever grow again. Let's just go lay waste, right? Let's just go lay waste. So whenever the Iranians shot down that American drone, Donald Trump said then, because again, John Bolton was the Secretary of Defense, right? Or no, what was Bolton's deal? Candace, was he Secretary of Defense, or was he? Anyway, National Security Council or whatever he was. Which Bolton's kind of has a reputation as being a warmonger.
He was a national security advisor.
National security advisor. Thank you. Not Secretary of Defense. I knew I was wrong when I was saying that. My brain is on drugs. The good kind of drugs, over the counter. But anyway, he's kind of been known as a warmonger. Kill him, let God sort him out, sort of attitude. And he said, go in there and smoke them. So Trump said, we're probably going to have to kill this guy Soleimani, but we're not going to kill him over a drone. We're not going to risk going to war with this country over them killing an object. He said, but there is that red line in the sand, and that is if they harm American life. He said that's on the table. That's only on the table if they hit Americans. And I know has your Instagram blown up with the noodle dot messages? Everybody's sending me messages in Farsi. I've sort of had a fun time with that, just kind of trolling back at them, like I know what they're saying. And I'll be like, I swear I'm out. I'm fresh out of those. So I'm responding to them, and it's just pissing them off even more. Like one of them called me a dickhead the other day, and I said, well, you're a mutilated vagina, because, they do that, that sort of thing.
You've had a few attack you. I saw them.
It's okay. I
saw them on there.
It's okay, because they're like, oh, you're disrespecting our country. I disrespect my own country when it deserves it, okay? I'm going to go at whoever, but I haven't disrespected Iran. I'm for the people of Iran. And if you'll notice, Trump came out with the tweet in Farsi, which broke all records of Farsi tweets. That sounds funny to say. Party Foul, have you ever done a Farsi tweet?
I've probably had a few drunken Farsi tweets.
Yeah, get on Twitter drunk and have a Farsi tweet. There's people still who can't even get into what I'm saying right now because I'm wearing a hat and it's not a cowboy hat and it's around backwards. Shut up, I've been sick with a cold. Get over it, people. It's a hat. If you're watching for the hat, you're watching for the wrong reasons. But I've gotten a lot of that stuff. Oh, you came at Royal MEGXIT. And I don't know why I just went into a non-Farsi accent.
Yeah.
But, you came at Royal MEGXIT! Something like that. But I'm like, Rose McGowan doesn't speak for Iran. She put a thing out there, please don't kill us. You're an idiot, Rose McGowan. We weren't worried about Iran killing us. We weren't worried. People with common sense weren't worried about World War III. We weren't worried about getting nuked or anything. So they've kind of been coming at me, this whole thing. Well, obviously, they're like, why would you want war? I've had the other American trolls. And by the way, don't be a puss, man. If you want to come at me, use your real face and your real name. Don't be a cartoon character with some fake name, okay? Get a hobby. You are the weakest of the weak. Something that happened over the weekend, and I know I'm all over the place, but I promise you I'm coming back to a point. It was fantastic. Over the weekend, I'm off my meds, right? So like my head meds that I'm supposed to be taking for my crazy, I'm off of them. I ran out of my prescription, so I'm like on day 6 or 7 of not having a pill. And so my head's all swimmy. And I was in the Pacific Northwest, and I was like having to deal with all these women in my life, my wife and her friends and all these people. We were on a so-called vacation. And it was like I was in a 15-passenger van with a bunch of cackling hens, and I was just ready to pinch somebody's heads off, right? I was on the edge, and this guy kept coming at me, and finally I'm like, F it, you want a piece of this? You want a piece of this?
Oh,
Come
you
on.
let loose?
And he was a dude who said, he was the guy, and you saw me, I posted on the story, he was the guy who said, well, you know, he kept threatening me, basically. He'd send me messages, he's going to threaten me. Look, I'm not interested in fighting you. And if I am going to fight you, you don't want me when I'm 6 days off of Zoloft.
Right.
It's the truth, Natalie. I promise you, I'll die trying to kill you. So anyway, the guy's like, well, I'll meet you face to face. I'm like, set it up, bro. You know, well, you come to blah, 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 Tennessee, and I'll set it up in this blah, 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 and we'll just make you sweat in front of a crowd. And I'm like, bro, do you not know what I do for a living? Let's get the biggest effing crowd possible.
Please.
Please, let's make me sweat.
Charge a cover.
So then he started sending me messages. Why are you calling me out like that? Bro, it was you who did it. I'm just calling your bluff. Now, you book that place you mentioned in that town you mentioned, which is supposedly your home turf, and you want to see me sweat, you book it. I will pay the rental fee. He kept saying, oh, yeah, man, you guys, because he kept telling me, I'm paying for your trip to Iran to go fight the Iranians since you're so big about going to war. I'm going to pay your trip. He can't even afford the rental fee. You're the big money. I don't have any money. Then shut up, you. I was like, come on, I'll pay the rental fee. You want to have a debate? Let's have a debate.
Yeah.
He was like, why are you so anti-LGBTQ? I said, there's the problem right there. You're gay. It's always the angry gays. I love the gays.
Sure.
And the gays love me. I just found myself on a gay cowboy site on Instagram.
Yes.
I have to say you look great.
Didn't I look good? I was nice and skinny and tan.
Pull it up.
There it is right there, man.
It's on the app.
And have you been through the latest emojis? The emojis are fantastic right now. They got brand new, so many new gay emojis. But I comment on the thing. I said I'm scrolling along, getting notifications, only to see my skinny ass shared on a gay cowboy page. And I'm like, damn, I got to lose weight. You know, I don't mind being on the gay sites. I love the gays. But it's always the gays that attack. They're the ones who come at you. It's the gay guys who, for some reason, they got daddy issues, Steve.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely.
They got the daddy issues. They want. So I'm going to catch hell for this. But it's okay. They're the ones who get angry, get pissy. Hey, why you got to talk about the guys? They want to have a debate. We know what you want, a master debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Anyway, I'll debate you. He's like, why you hate the gays? I said, I want you to lead with that in the debate. I want you to lead with, why do you hate the LGBT community? Lead with that in the debate. Please, start with that question, because I'll decimate you. Anyway, speaking of gay people, Soleimani, have you seen the picture of his penis that's severed from his body, sitting over on the street? I don't think it's his real penis. You know why? It's circumcised. I don't know why I looked at Candace and pointed when I said
Maybe she's the circumcised penis expert in the room.
But have you seen the pictures of supposedly Soleimani's body after the bombing?
No, I don't.
It's horrible.
I saw the picture of the hand with the ring on it, and I don't know if that was a real picture or not.
I don't know either. I don't know if this is the real body, but I'm assuming that it is because it's the car and the whole thing. But it's horrible, all right? It's horrible. This is still human life. I mean, and you see that and you realize the graphic nature of it. But apparently, after, everybody's like, oh my God, Trump's taking us to war. He's taking us to war. No, he's really not. He's standing his ground. He smoked a guy who is responsible for over 600 600 deaths, American troops, and he's a terrorist. Don't call him a general. Don't call him a commander. And so everybody keeps coming to me. And then you have the protests. When it finally comes out, the protests, Trump tweets the deal in Farsi saying we're standing with the Iranian people. And he's warning the Iranian government, don't harm your protesters. Don't harm these people. We're watching. So Trump is very much on the side of the Iranian people. We make our jokes, but we're very much on the side of the Iranian people. This is a human crisis. Right? These are oppressed people, and they should not be that way. Look, you saw and I brought this up last week, you saw the pictures of these men who are carrying away these victims of the plane crash. And they're victims because they were shot down. Iran has now said, yeah, it was human error. We shot this plane down, this commercial plane down. They knew exactly what they were doing. How do you purposefully miss everything in Iraq when you're sending missiles, but then you accidentally shoot down a plane that's right over your head? They knew exactly what they were doing. So, Trump had signed off on this deal, and he said, boom, we're going to, if you mess with people, well, it wasn't without reason. They start doing the stuff at the embassy there in Baghdad. Trump says, no, we're not going to have that. Then you have that American contractor that gets killed. Trump says, no, we're not going to have that. So, boom, we're smoking you. And that's exactly what happens. But it's interesting to me that they signed off on that months ago. And who knows? Steve, you said it earlier. Who knows who's next?
Yep. Another one pops his head up, take him out.
Screw around and find out. Hopefully nobody. I mean, if I said to you, I hope that the Khomeini, the supreme leader of Iran, if I told you that I think he's just going to have a change of heart and all of a sudden he's going to treat his people good, you'd laugh at me, right? You just shook your head. You're like, no, it's not going to happen. Because dictators don't do that.
Yeah, you said hopefully not anyone, but I think there's so many of them. There are plenty out there right now that I kind of wish he would just pick. I just do.
I know you do. And there's so many of them. Like, somebody sent me a message the other day, and they said, well, you killed Soleimani, but you awakened 800 more. We got 800 more missiles.
Right.
I mean, what you want to do? You want to keep fighting this fight like that? To say, you keep sticking your head up. It'll be like whack-a-mole. It really will. And I'm not talking bold because my finger's not on the button. I'm not the one sitting out there pulling the trigger. But I know that the American government has the capability of laying waste to your country in the space of about 15 minutes. We don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to see that. It's a humanitarian crisis. It really is. These people are really suffering. But you know what the news is consumed with? Has nothing to do with humanitarian crisis. I'll tell you exactly what the news is consumed with as soon as I do this ad read right here. Come on, Candace, pop that thing up there. Let's make some money. Happy New Hair, guys. You guys have discovered Keeps hair loss. I know you have because we've been talking about it. It's a treatment just for you guys, and I say Happy New Hair because you're well on your way to keeping the hair you have. And listen up, 66% of you men out there are even going to experience new hair regrowth with Keeps. Losing your hair sucks. We know that. Do something about it. Go to keeps.com/loss. Keeps offers the generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. And these generic versions are going to give you savings you won't believe. So what are you waiting for? With Keeps, you can save your hair without ever leaving your couch. Just answer a few questions online, snap a couple of pictures of your hair, and a licensed doctor is going to review your info and recommend the right treatment for you. Then it's shipped discreetly to your door. God, I love Keeps. Here's the new New Year hair. No, I didn't get it all confused. Happy New Hair deal I got for you. Go to Keeps, KEEPS.com/loss to get your first order of Keeps hair loss treatment for up to 50% off. Yep, your first order for 50% off. That's Keeps.com/loss. Keeps.com/loss. You don't need Keeps. You shave all yours off, don't you?
Lasered.
I've been really trying, baby. Meghan Markle found a boy that sparkled. She rushed to the altar, but now she's faltered. Bitches will bring you down. Ooh. Forget being a princess. See, Disney's been lying to you. See, all these years, Disney's been about finding this commoner, right? And all of a sudden she becomes a princess. Because deep in her heart, her destiny was to be a princess.
Many little girls have dreamed about it.
But this is what happens right here. This is what happens. You get into the castle and you realize it ain't all cracked up to be what you thought it was. It ain't what it was. Suddenly you don't have the freedom you used to have. You can't say just what you want to say.
Preach.
You can't come out in your yoga pants.
Hey!
You can't dare it. Sit down. Sit down. Y'all sit down. I ain't done preaching.
But
like
they're
bobbleheads.
They're a good brand.
But you can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Got herself a prince. Changed her mind since. It's the truth. You can't, it's when you get into the royal family, it's all sweet and pretty when they're dragging that train behind you at Westminster Chapel.
True.
Westminster Abbey. But then all of a sudden, you got not only future king daddy-in-law and a future king brother-in-law, you got a 900-year-old grandmama-in-law that is the queen, and she rules.
It is
with
not
a
all about
4'7"
you.
iron fist.
Yep.
Know your role.
Know your role, bish.
That's it.
Know your place.
You don't know her
See
role.
See,
Well, she
understand the
plays no
monarchy
role.
is not the place for your feminism. Now I'm picking on Megan, and I don't know. Now I know you weirdos out there. I'm gonna do a truck rant on this here pretty soon, today or tomorrow. You weirdos out there, y'all have this weird basement under the basement nerd fascination with the royal family, right? And remember, the royal family wasn't pissing your ear if your brain was on fire. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. And I got my Canadian folks out there. I understand that you're a constitutional government with a constitutional monarchy, right? You still got to bow down to the queen. You got some weird stuff going on out there. But a monarchy is not interested in your feminism, in your rights. They have constricted themselves to a certain life. And if you gonna come in there and think that you gonna live some kind of Justin Bieber BS as some big popular, look at me. No, I'm sorry, Megan. And then what's crazy is everybody's trying to make it because she's black. Colin Kaepernick is more black than her. And he's not even hardly black. Candice, what color are you? Not even hardly black. Sean Foster. He's really black.
How are they making
he's
it because
black.
she's black? I missed
Just
that.
because saying, well, the queen mother doesn't like her
Oh, gosh.
because she's black. She's made it hard on her, right?
No, she doesn't like her because it's her daughter-in-law. That's it. It ain't no matter what-
Granddaughter-in-law, which makes it even
Granddaughter-in-law. It
worse
don't matter what color they are.
because Diana,
Yeah.
you know, look, we could get into that conspiracy theory with Dodi Al-Fayed and Queen and Princess Diana. That was probably a hit, right? Wouldn't you say, Candace?
Yeah, I would say so.
That was a
Pretty
hit.
strongly.
Things don't go down the way that went down.
Correct.
You don't just bust out of the royal family. Watch The Crown, people. It's real history.
I don't understand the obsession with kings and queens and all that of another country
They're people.
anyway. I
They bleed and die. I told you last week.
Care less.
They got hemophilia. They bleed more than
care
us.
less.
Well, again, I think it's that fantasy that, myself as a little girl dreamed up or watched as I was growing up in all the Disney shows. Cinderella, it just is what you dream about.
yeah, and then and then it's backed up behind your parents.
Well,
You're my
life
little
ain't a Disney
princess.
movie. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Life ain't a Disney movie. So Meghan Markle's finding this out. The Queen came out with a statement today saying, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically she came out saying, well, we wish this isn't the way it was going to go. Because let's face it, the Queen, the royal family does have responsibilities. They do have a job to do, right? They have a lot of responsibilities. And yes, let's face it, the Queen at 93, she's pretty strong. I mean, she's been queen a long time and been through a lot. She's held the country together. Her family has held the country together. You go back and watch the King's speech from World War II. I mean, that's her father who had the stuttering problem and things like that. I mean, these folks, whether they were ruling heads or figureheads at some point in time, have held a pretty heavy responsibility. So we joke about it and say, well, here's a guy who decided to quit living off of his parents' allowance and move out of the house and actually live with his wife. They do have some responsibilities. And the Queen came out and said, well, she's disappointed. One source said that Meghan wants to leave, that Harry doesn't want to leave. He's, quote, heartbroken or going to be heartbroken over quitting the royal family. But apparently being a royal just isn't working for her.
That's okay. Oprah's going to step in and cancel them, fix it all, have everybody crying. She's going to write a book, make another $1 billion. Yeah,
but
Oprah.
I scroll through the headlines and just laugh at things like Elton John has come out and denied knowing that they were going to leave the royal family before the Queen knew. And I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, I'm just trying to get bills paid around here with Keeps.com and Simply Safe. Elton John and his diamond-crusted penis. He knew all about Meghan and Harry.
Prince Harry's always been a bit of a rebel.
Little bit.
In his own. And so I know everybody's putting this on Meghan, and this is one source, but I don't know. Do you think she made that it's because of her 100%, or do you think that they made this decision together?
Look, he could have stepped out. My honest opinion, like if we were just sitting here talking about your kids or something. Mm-hmm. And again, you don't know the details because, again, let me go back to my old rules. The royal family doesn't work the same way as our families work. But I would say, why didn't you do it before? Like, if you didn't like it, why didn't you step out earlier? Obviously, you could have been just fine. You could have gone out and bid the Rebel Prince Playboy. You could have gotten in Prince Andrew's black book and found all kind of girls that are now of age.
Isn't he the one that was in the military, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did kind of step out a little bit.
But he was still royal family.
He was royal family, I know that. And he's an ambassador for that family
fodder
from now on, whether he wants to be or not.
Well,
I think she's a big influence in this whole stepping out, maybe just kind of bolstering. Maybe he mentioned it a little bit and she just fed the fire.
I don't think so. I mean, me personally, I think that she came in there and bling, bling.
So I think it's her, too. I mean, this is a girl who likes being the center of attention. You don't go into, movies or acting for any other reason. I mean,
be careful, boys, who you marry. Be careful who you marry.
And she's a strong voice. She definitely has an opinion. Mm-hmm. And so when you enter the royal family, you're not allowed to give your opinion all the time.
Don't criticize Meghan. I will if I want. You speak about hard time. Can't you? He called Trump on Fox like, huh, Trump, we still good? We still okay. Yay. Yeah, after the smoke show, which was Qassem Soleimani, Trump has reached out to North Korea in a bid to resume nuclear talks, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to talk a little bit more than they were talking.
Yeah.
Say, hey, maybe we ought to talk a little bit.
You know what else is funny? Speaking of smoke shows, and I don't have this in the notes, but I think it's hilarious that, like, I just have written easy softball jokes this entire weekend about Gwyneth Paltrow's BJJ Candle. You know, she smells a vagina. She smells a candle and says, "This smells like a vagina." Like, how many have you smelled in your life?
You don't know.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, maybe plenty.
Gwynny?
Yeah.
Hey, Gwynny. Hey, GP. I appreciated my tweet the other day that said the candle starts off with a strong aroma of Brad Pitt, and then it gives off a little essence of Ben Affleck because that wick is in the wax. It finishes out with a strong fragrance of Chris Martin that is like apple because that's her kid's name. Mm-hmm. But then it winds up in a melted pile of goop, which is the name of her company. But I'll tell you what, that BJJ Candle smells a whole lot better than the one on the shelf next to it. That one smells like shit. Speaking of bad words, there's a conservative group, 1 Million Moms. They're mad at Burger King. Look, does Burger King still exist?
Damn, how do you get mad at Burger King?
They use the D word in their commercial.
How dare you?
Damn, that's good. One satisfied customer says at one point in the commercial. The language in the commercial is offensive, and it's sad that this once family restaurant has made yet another deliberate decision to produce a controversial advertisement instead of a wholesome one.
I agree with that statement. They said it to be controversial.
Of course they did. We're talking about them.
It's Is it appropriate? I mean, what's next?
What I mean, you guys.
Hey, Mom, I want one of them
what
effing
isn't on TV
cheeseburgers.
today? I'm surprised that y'all are. What isn't on TV? There's all that word is the least of our worries.
I'm not saying I use the word regular, but
Yeah.
that's I'm just saying, do we want that on TV in front of? Is it gonna be on? Is it on the Nickelodeon channel?
No, I get it, but everything else is on there already.
Yeah, so just put everything out there. Is what you're
Well,
saying. I mean, where do you draw that line at?
I don't know. Turn the channel.
I'm opinionless on this thing. I am, because look, what can I say? I mean, I have people on Twitter or on whatever, and they're always saying, "You're vulgar. You've gotten vulgar. You're trying to have shock value." No, I've really kind of calmed it way down from where I used to be. You just don't know me.
I mean, I could have said "dang." I guess.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're selling a hamburger. I get it, but how irrelevant is Burger King? I mean, I get you got to do something. You know who I will give props to as a company, their marketing, is Starkist. Because when the Gwyneth candle came out and everybody kept posting pictures of the little birthday candle on a can of tuna, and Starkist kept coming out, and they even commented under one of my jokes where they were like, okay, we're out of this. You know, they were making a joke, you know, like, hey, calm down, Tony. You know, it was just whoever was commenting, they'd talk to them. I love it when they do that.
That's
like
great.
Wendy's did a good job of that back when there was the beef between the two chicken sandwiches, pun intended. But I mean, people get, I don't know. I just think people get their panties in their all wadded up and whatever I'm trying to say. Here's my thing about, now for you Christians out there, the Bible says, let no unwholesome word come out of your mouth. I appreciate that. But I want to remind you of the story of, you're the one who's determining what's wholesome and what's unwholesome, right? Now, you have been taught that certain words are vulgar, and you've been taught that certain things should be avoided. So if I say the word married to you, it probably doesn't mean anything to you, but I just said shit in French, okay? I know what married means. If I say scheiss, I just said it in German. So if I call you a scheisskopf, you're a shithead. So I understand, but it's a cultural thing, right? It's a cultural thing. And I've said the story about when I was in Nigeria, and I was with a Nigerian who was, you know, Nigeria used to be a British colony, and I'm with this friend of mine, Patrick Osami, who is, he's for all intents and purposes, he understands British culture. And we're out there, we're looking for lions. And he goes, diddly shit, diddly shit, diddly shit. We're on the back of this truck. And well, there's these missionaries who are there, and they're just like, oh my God, he's saying shit. To him, he was just saying there's dung.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a little bit questionable. I mean, this whole thing is, if words are offending you, let me also remind you that the book says, and when I say the book, the Bible, in the book of Psalms, it says, you know, those who trust in the law, nothing shall offend them. So chill out on this whole, I'm offended by everything. I'm so tired of people who wake up every day going, what could I be victimized by today? And they go online and they start vague booking. I really need some prayers today, extra prayers. Raising the roof in prayer, sister. We're praying for you, emoji. Prayers. They don't even know what they're praying for. And then next week it's like, well, my cucumbers weren't as big as I thought they were going to be. F you, Linda. I hope you get lupus and I'm all prayed out.
Gosh.
I mean, quit vague booking to be a victim. Then you go on Instagram and you read people's stories. It's like, yeah, well, just blah, blah, blah. Stop posting your message. Just stop being a victim. Deal with real problems. Like, where's Harry going to live?
It's tough.
This is real stuff. What if she decides she don't want to live there? How many times has Harry got to move to make this woman happy? Pray for Harry. Can we get that trending? Hashtag pray for Harry. God knows he needs it. He married a bitch. Damn, this hamburger's good. It's party time, Mom. I don't know what it is about me, Candace. I just want to bug people. I just want to make them mad. Stir it up.
7 days without drugs.
We're so first world. We're so spoiled. Elon Musk is making a Tesla that'll talk to you. It'll talk to you. You can reserve the new Tesla truck. $39,000, $49,000, $69,000. The full self-driving option for an extra $7,000. You can reserve yours right now through Apple Pay for $100. Comes out in late 2021 if you don't have anything else to do for the next 2 freaking years.
And I have a friend that's already reserved one.
I have a few. I have a couple of friends.
They're
And
like
I'm
reserving them
that
for $100.
I told him,
I can change my mind at any time,
I
but I'm
told him
going to
that's
have me
the
a
ugliest
Tesla.
freaking thing I've ever seen.
It's
dumb.
But
Tesla.
it drives itself.
I'm going to have me a Tulsa. You know why? Because I'm so lazy I can't even drive myself to the store anymore. I need me a Tulsa. I need a Tulsa that'll talk to me.
So if that vehicle can drive itself, we should be able to lower the driving age to, what age can you speak at? 4?
Ew.
So you just get in the car and say, hey, take me to the store. Going to Disneyland, car's driving itself.
Not only is it going to talk to itself, which, by the way, going all over the Pacific Northwest in a 15-passenger van with a bunch of cackling hens. My buddy Chris Bates driving the poor thing in the winds and the rains. He touched the yellow line and then the white line and the yellow line and the white line. I don't even get motion sickness, but I was ready to puke in the back seat of that thing. I wanted the Tesla. But it'll say things to you like, well, don't just stand there staring. Hop in. And then it'll go into Sentry mode, which activates an alarm and blares music whenever a car senses an attempted break-in. That's me at the grocery store. That's me at the grocery store. Like I'm just trying to get in carrying a bunch of bags, and I'm trying to use my foot to get the door open. It's like, here I go again on my going down the only avenue.
Oh, Mark.
And that's just me. And I'm like, it's just my Tulsa.
But you can customize it to make goat bleat and fart noises.
Yeah.
Are you saying Tulsa?
I'm saying Tulsa.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
That's a redneck version
Yeah,
of
I
the
get
Tesla.
it. All right.
Tulsa.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
If you're going to make a truck, call it the Tulsa, not the Tesla.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway. AOC. Now, this is what I called a long time ago. She won't pay. That's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for those of you who tell me that I'm a divisive person and shouldn't talk politics. Because you don't talk to politics. I talk to politics. She won't pay her $250,000 in dues to the Democrats because people like me are not welcome. So let me read this to you because I don't know if you guys realize this. She won't pay the $250,000. Hang on now. You got to pay dues to the Democrats, money which is put towards the effort to keep the party's majority in the House. So she's 30 years old, youngest person ever elected to Congress. She balked at contributing her share of the fundraising to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. And she says that it blacklists vendors working with insurgent primary challengers like herself. So I've said this from the very beginning, is she's going to push herself so far out there on the precipice, out on the ledge, that eventually she's just going to be like, nobody's going to want to do anything with her. Her own party doesn't. She's feeling ostracized by her own party. So she says, she's I don't think my fundraising should go to preventing more people like me from being here in Congress. Yeah, she said that. She said, I'm a Democrat. I'm proud to be on this team. I'm proud to be part of the Democratic majority. But she's not going to be a team player, right? So $250,000, man, that's some fundraising right there. All parties have that same system where you got to pay your dues and it goes into the deal. Look, I wouldn't want to pay it in because the DNC is broke. They're bankrupt for one thing, and you just be pissing your money away.
That's like saying they don't want my kind at the golf course, so I'm not going to pay my dues because they don't want me there. I'm like, they don't give a shit if I'm going to be there or not.
I like that, Steve. That's a good one, man. Pay your dues. Here's how you pay your dues. You join the party apocalypse right here. You get you a Chad Prather, it's party time, mom coin. Bam. It's worth about $19. You pay $29, you never be broke.
My great nephew Brian, he saw my coin. Now he wants one. So
Bet he does. You tell him to go to GMR Gold or bullionbox.com and get one. By the way, you do that. You take a picture with your coin or send us a picture of your coin out there traveling around with you, because that's what we've been doing. Been taking the coins on the road. You can follow us on Instagram at WatchChad or PartyFoulSteve. You'll see them things. But we'll send you a discount code. So if you go to WatchChad.com, you can go get a discount on some super badass merch. I showed it to you. Go get it. Final thing, and we're going to get out of here. Nancy Pelosi, she was on an interview. Nancy Pelosi, she just said, look, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. This president is impeached for life, regardless of any gamesmanship on your part of Mr. McConnell. There's nothing the Senate can do to erase that. Now, she said, Candace, and I want you to keep an eye on this. She said she was turning over the articles of impeachment this week. It's Monday. We'll see.
I thought she said that last week.
She said it last week. She said you were going to turn it over this week.
Okay.
She said last week, turn it over this week. Look, just sit there and be pretty.
No, I thought...
Shut up, woman. Be seen and not heard.
My understanding was that it was supposed to happen before this.
At this point,
I feel like she keeps.
Okay,
At this point, it doesn't matter when she turns them in. She's screwing Elizabeth Warren and
yes,
Bernie Sanders.
Slowing them down.
Well, it comes down to it. And again, I go back to saying I want a full trial. I want a full trial in the Senate. I want them to subpoena everybody. The Bidens. There is the best Hunter Biden satire site on Twitter I've found. Have you seen it? Hunter S. Biden.
It's pretty hilarious. Yeah.
What is it?
It's pretty hilarious. Yeah.
It's
Hunter
great.
S.
He's like,
Biden.
hey, in my defense, I thought the cop looked like a prostitute. I mean, it's got the best freaking tweets on there. I mean, it's just unending. So Nancy Pelosi, I don't have what she's having. Hashtag impeach for life. Well, he's going to win on a landslide in 2020. And so, it doesn't matter if you got an asterisk by your name when you're out there laying waste.
But he's still hashtag impeached for life.
Yeah, I mean, they're so dumb. Here's the thing, and I want to do a video here pretty soon. I was in the shower yesterday rubbing the important parts, and I was thinking, because that's what I do when I rub, I want to do a video about when you say this, what we hear is this, when what we should be hearing, because there's a disconnect in the conversations in America today. Like, you say something, I hear something different, because I'm automatically thinking about my response to you that has nothing to do with what you said. That's why we can't get on the same page here. And there are certain catchphrases both sides, right and left, are saying that we need to start saying, okay, when you say I'm a black American, I don't care. Right? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me what your skin color is. But see, there's people out there who think that they say that, and it's like, I'm supposed to give a shit because you're black American. Okay. Good for you.
Right.
What do you want? We wake up every morning with the victimhood. How can I be a victim today? I need extra prayers. You see what I'm saying? What were you going to say?
Yes.
I mean, it's like you get little bonus points for.
Yeah, like it's identity
that.
politics. Screw the identity politics. I'm over it. I'm done. But when people come at me and they say, oh, well, Trump, he said he's going to shoot somebody in the middle of Main Street out in New York, in Manhattan, and y'all would still vote for him. How could you dare do that? It's not what he said. It's not what he said. What he said is you could accuse me. And like I could go out there and shoot somebody, and you would say that everybody would still vote for me. He was calling out the media in the context of what he said. It's just like the Charlottesville deal. This guy came at me this weekend about, how can you support a president who said that there were good people on both sides of the issue? He did say that, but look at what he said next. The KKK members and the white supremacists in these hate groups are absolute scum.
Yes.
We're not talking about them. There were good people out there in Charlottesville who were protesting on both sides of the issue. There were good people. That's undeniable. Or the person who comes to me and says, well, Trump was endorsed by the KKK. So was Hillary Clinton. You know who was endorsed by Louis Farrakhan? Barack Obama. Shut up. If I tell you the sky is blue, you go out there and you're going to be like, well, the KKK says the sky is blue too. You must be a white supremacist. Well, you're a dumbass. So how about that? Man, catch me outside. How about that? Rent that debate hall, dude. We're coming. We're coming to you.
I will say it is hard that when you
shut up. Here she goes. What, Natalie? You've already started.
When you hear, when I hear, okay, when Pelosi says something and her message is coming across to us and I'm receiving it,
yes,
I am the first one to tell you it is very hard to come at her with a good attitude. Because all I hear when she speaks, I know what you hear, but I hear wah, wah, wah. I hear the Charlie Brown one. I'm like, everything you're saying is
stupid.
stupid.
With Nancy, it's more like crack, 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 crack.
Wah, wah.
Oh my God.
It's hard for me to hear her in any way because I feel like everything she has said has been so dumb. And it's just anything anti-Trump right now, even if she doesn't believe it. I feel like some of the things she says, I don't think she believes it.
No.
She does not believe it.
Chuck Schumer doesn't believe it. There's
No.
a whole bunch of them. Only ones that believe
But
it are
they're
all
in
these
so
freshmen.
deep.
Hey, Candace, the queen of the Ethiopians. Listen, I'm 7 days off my meds. Like, you know how you just don't know yourself? You know what I'm talking about? Like when you get drunk and you think you're perfectly fine, but everybody else knows you're drunk. Has this been a horrible 40 minutes?
It's been
I can
interesting.
tell you're off your meds.
It's been interesting.
You can tell I'm off my meds?
I can tell you're off your
Like,
meds.
I give zero Fs.
Okay.
Like, I'm off the meds. I got it. My doctor's closed today, too, so we can't call them in.
I'll see if someone else is open.
Somebody in this building's got to have some Zoloft.
I'll ask around. Give me like 5 minutes.
I mean, they work for Blaze Media. Surely they're on antidepressants.
I mean, you shoved me under the bus 3 times, but I still thought it was great.
I'm going to shove something. Hey, go to watchchad.com. You know where I'm going to be Friday night? Nowhere. But Saturday night, I'm going to be in Everett, Washington for the very first show of 2020, Am I Crazy Comedy Tour. Then we're headed to Bakersfield. No, we're not, Steve. We're headed to Rocky Mount, Virginia.
Then Bakersfield,
And then
California.
Bakersfield. The 24th, we're going to be in Rocky Mount, Virginia. I don't even know how you get there. I think we have to go in a day early, take a big plane, a little plane, a kayak, and a donkey.
But then the final part is not that far. The final little leg.
The last little when
leg
we walk
short,
in,
I was like, yep.
triumphant, with a dead deer over our shoulders.
Yep.
Yeah, and the village peoples are going to cheer. It's going to be like going to that M. Night Shyamalan village, the village, right? Mm-hmm. And they don't even know they're in the 21st century. We're just going to show up with our technologies.
I'm going to SHOT Show, and I'm still trying to talk you into hanging out with us.
I'm going.
Come hang out with us at SHOT Show.
I'm going. You twisted my arm last minute. I'm going. Las Vegas. We'll be hanging out there. But yeah, let's be serious for a minute. Everett, Washington, of course, going to be in Rocky Mount, Virginia on the 24th of this month. Then on the 30th of this month, Bakersfield, California, we're coming back to you. The only place in America we ever got kicked out of a bar after a show.
It happens.
It happened.
It wasn't our fault, though.
Wasn't our fault.
It
wasn't our fault. The guy started a fight, and Vince fought back. Yeah. And rightfully so. Steve was punching Vince in the back, just trying to be a part of it. Like, dude, friendly fire. Bro, you're kicking his ass, and it's our guy.
Yeah. They stopped.
It ended.
We all got thrown out.
And I'm over in the corner texting to Steve, and I'm like, hey, get everybody out of here. And Steve's in the melee. That was the first time you've been kicked out of a bar since.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was we got kicked out of the bar that night. Bakersfield, come see us. Visalia, California, the following night on the 31st. Reno, Nevada on the 1st of February. Then it's off to the races. We got Flora, Illinois, which is another place that's going to be interesting to get to. Evansville, Indiana, I think is the closest town to that, and that's still 90 miles away.
Yep.
Where are they booking us, Steve?
I don't know. They need to get a map, Willie.
Dang it. L.A. doesn't own an almanac, a globe, anything. It's like they're throwing darts at the map at this point.
They like to send us in winter.
They do,
the hardest winter places.
We're going to send you to Sydney, Montana. Yes, it's February. And yes, you're going to come back without your testicles. But you're going to have a blast.
We should be in Cabo this time of year, right?
Oh, yeah.
They should send us to Cabo.
Somebody like, can't wait to see you in Oahu. I'm like, I'm giving you the vague book middle finger about that. Where else are we going? We're going to Corpus Christi on the 15th of February. That'll be fun. And then on the 16th, Sunday night show, me and Cooper Wade, we're going to do our little music thing again.
Is that Tomball?
Texas? Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, we got some stuff coming up. Get your tickets. So Corpus Christi's doing a deal right now through what's today's date, Candace? 13th? Never mind, that deal's over. It ended yesterday. They were doing a $20.20 ticket.
That was cool.
For the Corpus Christi show. I bet if you called them, you could still get the deal.
I bet so. You can work it.
You call the venue down there. Go to watchchad.com, get the venue information. Go to Colorado, Pueblo, and Grand Junction. Be back in Grand Junction. What happened? You have a little gas, Poopy?
Yeah.
You have a
okay?
little gas, Poopy?
Yeah. I'm cramping over here.
Are you?
Aww.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Did you see that article about in NBC? No, it was Newsweek or NBC about the men having the menstrual? The trans men?
Yeah, I'm having menstrual cramps.
Oh,
Like how hard it is to
Steve.
be a transgender man and menstruate.
That is hard.
And you know what the problem is? The pain. It's an emotional pain. It's not because they're biological women. See, I'm starting to get this thing down.
Gosh, I was confused.
They're biological women, but they're transgender men. Mm-hmm. Did you see that? Did you see the little pinky girl fight that was going on Twitter that I shared? And I said, well, now they're letting biological women compete in men's sports. And there was these two dudes going at each other. I said, they're like two pink vibrators. There's just no quit in them.
Was that the one where the chicks were pulling them apart?
Yeah.
That was funny. Pulled his pants down.
Pulled his pants down. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
Nutless. So maybe it was a woman.
But transgender women are having a hard time.
No, transgender men
are having
biological women are having a hard time menstruating because you just don't feel their pain. You know the problem? They're men and they're having to go in and buy pink boxes. I think they should put like little Tonka trucks on them. Like you should do it, market it like Bob the Builder, that kind of thing. Actually, you could do a Bob the Builder tampon. It could have a little yellow hat on the tip and a fuse.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, sure.
No. Nah. Like underoos, but for pads. Padaroos. We could have padaroos. Be like a big old. See what the camera is.
Oh gosh! Don't flip over.
Give me a vanity shot, Mark. You can put the Superman right there, big S, right there, because your pad. I don't know how far pads come up.
Yeah. Well,
Steve, you crapping?
I'm menstruating.
Are you?
No, I made a big pot of beans and chili. It's catching up with me.
I'm going into hiding. It's party time, Mom. Go to watchchad.com. Get your merch. Go to gmrgoldbullionbox.com. Get your party time, Mom coin. It is the official currency of the party apocalypse. Hot news, Natalie. Party foul, Steve. Get that cramp, dude. We got to travel. And he needs a Tonka Pataroo. And then Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians. Good luck editing this one. Don't forget to go where podcasts are offered. Leave us a 5-star rating and a good review because we accept nothing less. God bless you guys. The Puppet Master Mark. Woo, making us look good. We'll talk to you next time. God bless you. Bye.